Welcome back to my channel. This video I just wanted to do another watercolor demo for you, and it's a really nice scene, quite simple scene. The thing I love about watercolor is the unpredictability and the sort of things that you can do with it. And this scene, I'm not sure whether I've gone too far with the loose sort of approach. I'm not sure whether it turned out quite nice, but let me know what you think. Drop us a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. As you can see, I'm speeding things up a little bit here and there, but whenever you watch a YouTube video, you can always change the settings. So if you do want to see this in sort of real time, you can change the speed of the painting itself if it's something that you want to have a go at. So it's another city scene. It's quite a complex scene, but I've really simplified the scene, so you can see how I go about simplifying. So you can choose which sort of things to leave out of the scene and which things to include. I'm using my Winsor & Newton paints, and you can see some of the setup from the camera angle that I've got there. You can see my brushes, you can see the jars of water that I'm using. A little bit of the palette, you can see me mixing some of the colours just on the side of the screen. So there's quite a nice building to the left hand side. It's quite dark, quite a lot of contrast, and there's a few buildings on the left and on the right hand side, a bit lighter in value, a bit of the red, sort of yellow ochre and raw sienna with a touch of cadmium red, and a few nice windows which I'm just painting around. So it really is quite a nice scene, quite simplified, and I will be adding some figures into the scene. And this is actually another Manchester city centre painting. So just using my brush, this is the Isobay mop brush, and I'll be using my Da Vinci mop brush as well. So just adding some of the buildings in the sort of middle ground, and then just a few doorways on the right hand side where I'm going to have some of the people walking through the scene. So I'm not really bothered being very accurate. I don't want to replicate the picture too much. Just after getting an overall almost impressionistic painting. So you can see I'm just going very loose. And do drop me a comment, let me know what you think. Have I gone a bit too loose with this scene? It's quite interesting because with watercolors you go through these learning curves, and I know for a long time I used to paint really tight, trying to get everything really accurate, and it was really time consuming, really sort of taxing, really sort of hard and less enjoyable. A bit more freedom to this style of painting, and you can see exactly what I mean with the rail that I'm painting here. I'm not really that fussed about straight lines either. I'm not bothered about that. That doesn't really matter. The overall idea is just to get a simplified illusion of a city scene. So a lot of the things that I do here, I'm just giving you an impression, and then obviously when you see this, I'm hoping that your brain sort of makes sense of some of the things that I put in. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I do this justice. I think maybe after this painting I'll do a few more sort of tighter scenes, a bit more sort of defined. But if you do like this sort of scene, the loose sort of watercolor look, and you can always add pen just to tighten up in a few places, add some lines, some line work and some details, especially to buildings and things like that, which I will do later on in the video. So if you keep watching, that's what I'll do. Just to finish the painting, I'll tighten things up and add a few details for the buildings and just a few lines here and there. Doesn't really matter how many lines, just to give the overall impression. So you got these nice lines that take your eye into the scene, and you can see going right into the horizon line. So the only thing I think to make sure you do get in this sort of painting is the perspectives. And I know the perspectives aren't exactly, maybe not correct, but they do go in the general direction of the actual the vanishing points. So just working around the building, just adding different lines, just different textures, and you can see I'm not really too careful either. I'm not fussed, I'm just dabbing off here and there, taking off paint, and I'm just adding more to these rails. I did want to actually pop some, just grabbing the liner brush just to define the line itself. I did want to add some opaque paint to the rail because there's a little bit of light reflecting on the rail, but that didn't come out too well. I think the line's quite thin, and I'd have to sort of go in and it just take too much time, so I left that. I just carried on with the painting. So just going in, just darkening a little bit more, just giving a bit more definition to that rail, because that leads your eye nicely into the sort of scene. And here you can see I'm adding the pen line, and this is with the Indian ink drawing pens. So just defining a few windows here and there, and just a few architectural details, just so it reads a little bit better and it makes a little bit more sense. So just a bit more detail, because it is a really loose scene, so I'm using that pen just to tighten things up, to define and give a bit more texture and a bit more detail, so it's not too soft and too wishy-washy sort of scene. So just coming down, adding some of the details. You can see just roughly, not too conscious of what I'm doing, just adding those lines to windows, giving those window panes sort of a bit of line work. And then there's just a few sort of marks you can see on the path, the pavement, so you can see some of the individual sort of pavement flags. And a couple of banners on the buildings and sort of structural details. I'm just going in now. This is actually a sword liner brush, which I don't really use much. I just thought I'd give it a go and see what that's about, see if I like it or not. And then just a few more bits of colour here and there, just adding texture to indicate just a bit of brickwork and all those sort of details. And then a few lines on the windows of this building in the distance. And I wanted to keep this building that you can see I'm doing quite sort of in the background, sort of faded, just to keep that further away. And obviously the buildings in front of that, I wanted to stand out just a little bit more. So I'm hoping that I got that. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. If you are new to this channel, if you like this video, please give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. I do post videos on a regular basis. I do normally 2 to 3 times a week. So if you do want to see more of these sort of videos, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any notifications of any videos that I post in the future. So here's a closer look. You can see the sort of details that I'm talking about, the looseness. I like the characters, the people in the scene, especially the gentleman with the backpack, the closest towards us, walking into the scene. And I'm just removing the tape now just to give you the overall sort of idea of what it looks like. And it gives that nice, clean, crisp edge, which I always like to have on my paintings. So there we go. Hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed that video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.